This is David Mamet of Lotto Odds. It is April 11th, 2025. Guys, I've got a great video for you guys today. Really. I need you to put on your thinking caps because what I'm about to show you is going to astonish you. I'm telling you that right now. We have built one of the greatest features here that you guys are going to love. All right, now we have released an upgrade to the Auto Predict page, okay? Now, when I show you, I'm going to go through this, right? And I'm going to then tell you what we're going to be doing to even improve it with the email alerts. You're going to love that. And then I'm going to go through an example of picking numbers using a certain strategy with the new calendar that we added, okay? And you're going to be amazed, all right? And I'm going to love this when I see you guys winning so easy with this and so simple, okay? All right, so let's go over what we have launched, the upgrade. So here it is. Here's the upgrade, okay? You can see the actual patterns of these right here, right? Columns, and you can see the columns here now colored. And this is working perfectly, okay? The numbers are working exactly as they should. The features are working. You've got here now, we also added this, okay? So say, for example, you think that the next winner is going to be, look, right here, look. Wow, look at that run. It's crazy run. This was for actually Arkansas right there. See that? Purple always dominates. Hit, look at all the hits. So you know it's going to be a hit, like that, okay? And when you click on hit there, it's going to isolate all the hits, right? It's going to give it 100% for all of them, okay? So if the next one is going to be hit on this side here, M3C, you're going to have the winner in there, okay? And then you could reduce the winners by the pair sums, whatever there. I already explained what the percentages is. This basically just looks at what a high percentage, and it's just a basic default where, whatever section has the most numbers, that gets chosen, okay? Unless you modify it here, okay? The best thing to do is utilize this to modify it, like that, okay? A lot of times it does come up with the winners with the default, but it's best if you do it yourself, okay? And it's not that difficult. Look at that. Look at all these hits and stuff. Okay, it's not difficult to choose this hit right there. Okay, and then we added this. I talked about that before in previous videos. Right there, you see that the high, low, and very low probabilities that goes with this section here. You see that? You see it right here, L1 pairs, that's what this is here. Whatever the colors come out like that, you see it? That's exactly what these are here. It shows you. Okay, so if you think a certain color is not going to come out, like you have red already came out, you think red's not going to come out, then you know the winner's not going to be in a red section, like that. Okay, and that's why it has very low. You see how the numbers aren't showing up? But they do win. So red is basically anything that has red in it. Here, red. Okay, and then everything else you see colors. They just match. Very simple, okay? This is a way, if you're working with specific pair of sums too, you're able to see where the numbers land. So this is awesome because when you utilize the filters, right, it's going to reduce numbers and it's going to help you to determine where, say for example, I was doing 8 pair of sums, right? 8 and 9 hit the most. You know that already. So 822, and once you start reducing the numbers, 1, 2, 3, all right, here, so 822 right there. See, once you start utilizing the filter, see how it starts removing numbers like that, and it gives you different percentages and stuff, so you could choose which pattern you think is most going to hit. So if I think it's going to be green, if it's going to be a hit like that, and then it's going to reduce them even more, and then you could see how you can reduce them even more, you know, and work through that. It's very simple, just with the patterns. Exactly what we've talked about in past videos, multiple videos, just pattern recognition. That's all. Pattern recognition and deduction. That's basically what this is. Okay, very simple. Okay, not difficult at all, but it helps helps you choose the patterns better with this. Okay. We added also here FSB and FBS. We made them in red, so easy on the eyes. You could see them very, very easy, and how often they come out. All right, see that how often they come out? Pretty cool, right? Yeah, because this is very important. This is the strategy that I'm going to show you. Pay attention to it because this is huge, guys. Huge. All right. Let me see if I can talk about something else in the past about this, because I mentioned a lot of things in the past, what we added. Yeah, that's pretty much it. This is the upgrade that we added there. And then here we added this, the calendar, okay? One member stated that it was cluttered. I can understand that, but this is very important. We wouldn't put it in here unless it's important, but by him stating that, we went ahead and put in additional filters. We had the pair sum and an 8-pair sum. So he put in the draw, by the day. And this is so cool. I'll show you in a sec. And pairs, like you could reduce some pairs. And then on and off, if you want to turn off the high lows, you want to turn off the hit miss, you want to turn off the keep, like that. See, now it's not cluttered, right? There you go. And then you have the pairs, doubles, if you want to isolate by doubles. I know one member wanted to just see doubles isolated. Now you got doubles isolated there. And guys, I want you to pay attention to something. You saw I just isolated the doubles. Look at the doubles. Look, FSB, 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 FBS, FBS, FSB. Oh, that's part of the strategy. We're going to get into that in a few minutes, okay? Now, you can isolate by fronts here or backs, so you can see all the pair sums right there. And then this is important too, because I'm going to go to March. And also we have here expanding, and don't forget this is copy. You could copy the calendar from here. All right, expand. All right, so expand will show you the entire month. All right, now look, this helps you this morning, day, eve draw. Okay, I'm in Florida now, so we got 2 draw states. So if I go day, if I'm working with a certain pair sum, right? Let me do this. Hold on. Let me turn off this. It won't be so cluttered, right, for you? So if I do, to see which one hits the most, right? So if I go, for example, if I just go 8, 9, because they hit the most, right? 8 and 9, and I say, take off the day, look at the evening. This is what you have. Look at how the brown hits the most in the evening. Let's see, during the day, a bit so, and then you have more of the pink, right? Hold on, let me get this out the way. All right, so yeah, so you're able to see where they're hitting the most in the day, and these are more patterns. Now, the great thing about this too is that, look, I want to show you this. Actually, do I need to turn on? I don't know. All right, so the winds, when you're looking at the chart here, when you're looking at the chart here, look, hold on. Here, when you're looking at the chart here, the patterns, right? Up and down like that, vertically. Okay, the numbers like that vertically. What you're looking at it is like this. You're looking at it, right? Up, because the bottom, let me turn this back on here. Or at least, actually, let me put on the pair sum, fill it up. Yeah, that's better. Okay, this is all the winners. So what you're doing is, if from the bottom, starts from the bottom, right? This is the morning, this is the day, and this is the evening, right? So it goes from bottom to top. This is how you're looking at bottom to top, bottom to top, bottom to top, bottom to top, bottom to top. See that? It goes like this, waves, waves. But with this calendar, right? Instead of just seeing it waving like that, you're seeing it horizontally across and vertically across. So you're able to see patterns, okay, that come out, okay? So for example, let's turn on hit and miss like that, okay? So you're able to see the patterns better. Look at all those hits there, man. It's such easy way to see these patterns, okay? And look at this. Look at FSB down the row like that. Look at that. On Monday, it hit every freaking Monday. FSB came out. Look at that. Tuesday, Not every day. Well, mostly every day. Look at that. Right? So you could see patterns like that. Look at vertically. Okay? So for example, say key predict like that. Here's something here. Look. Let's turn off that so you can see more clearly. Look at key predict. Okay, so you usually on the page, right? On the page with the chart, you're looking at it waves. Here's horizontally and vertically. So you can see here going across or going up like this. Look, if you see 2 coming down like this, look, 2 hit, high probability it will be a green. And this is Sunday, so there's only one draw, but look at the 2 draws. Look at this. Purple, then a green. Then a green, purple, green, purple, green, 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 purple. 1 purple and it flips. Look at that. 1 purple here flips. 1 purple here flips. 1 purple flips, 2 and greens, 1 purple flips. You see that? The most is 2 that you see here. Okay, but when you look at it this way, right, you may see different, right? It's not as easy to look at it this way as you could look at with the calendar. Okay, so that's one way to determine when a green will come out and hit, right? Now, I want to talk about what we're going to do next, right? And then I want to get into the strategy that I want to show you. A killer strategy, so simple that you're going to utilize with this chart here. All right, so what we're going to be doing for you that's going to be so simple, okay, and help you out a lot is that we're going to create an email alert here. It's going to be here. You click it, and you're going to be able to pick your filters, right, and assign it to an alert. And if you want the numbers to email to you, you can email. So you don't have to come here all the time and keep updating your numbers. The program will update it for you, and it will email you the numbers before every drawing, okay? So set it, forget it, and then copy, paste, and play from your email. That's how simple it is. And when I show you the strategy, it's going to be very important with this strategy that I'm about to show you. Now, this is a pretty cool strategy I'm about to show you. Now, I played it. The first time I played it, I won. And I won twice on that. Okay, here. And with first was 16 numbers because I went with all the pair sums. I played all pair sums. And all the pair sums just came up to 16 numbers. And then I played with only 8 and 9 pair sum, came up with 12, and it wound up being the winner. I won twice on there. We had one member who also played, but he played with less numbers and on 4 states, and he wound up winning with only 2 numbers because the program only produced, this strategy I'm about to show you, for that pair sum only produced 2 numbers, and he won $150 with $1. Not bad. And you with this strategy, you're going to be able to do it constantly, okay? It's a weekly strategy that you're going to employ, but it's an awesome strategy. All right. The strategy pertains to FSB and FBS, okay? I want to go to Florida. Hold on. Pick a state, whichever state you like, okay? Florida comes out a lot. I'm going to go back to March because I could get a full month. Now, this looks cluttered, right? Okay, but yeah, I need to show you. This is important. This is part of it. All right, so now I'm going to start from the 23rd, okay? The pattern that we're going to focus on, right? I want to show you this. The pattern we're going to focus on is here. Either a purple or green, which means a hit or miss on M3C here, or a hit or miss on L1 here, right? With a FSB in green. And I'm going to show you how you do that in the filters, okay? Look how many wins there are on each week. Look at the wins. Now, we're not going to go with the doubles, okay? Because you get few numbers with the singles, and you can make a killing. All right, I did do, I'm going to see if I can find it in the form. I did a calculation of how much you can make. I'm going to try to find it before I end this video. Now, look, win. All right, look, win. That's a double. If you play doubles, that would be a win. But we're not playing doubles because when you play doubles, there's more numbers. But here, singles, win. Here's another win. Here's another, nope, that's not FSB. Okay, that's a double. Here's a win. Okay, there's a win there. All right, up, yep. There's a win there. 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 Win, win, win. Oh, that's a purple. Hold on. There's a win. And next week, win, win, win. Okay. That's basically what we're going for, the patterns. I'm going to show you how to pick this pattern. It is so easy. I'm going to show you how many numbers they produce. Okay, this is a killer strategy. Okay, so you can do it from here. You can do it from here. You can pick, this is how it would go. You could do it from here, or you could do it from any other page. I'm going to show you how to do it from here and how to do it from the binary page. The binary page is simple, but here it breaks down the patterns more, so you could see how to reduce the patterns numbers even more. So you'd go like this. You'd go key, predict, green, because that's what we're going for. We're going to go for singles, okay, like that, okay? And then we're going to go here. You're going to go hit, right? And then you're going to choose the pairs. You're going to go first. You're playing for FBS, FSB on L1 and M3C side, right? So you're going to turn off here, like up, not the FBS, okay? You're going to do the M3C. Now, when you do the M3C and you leave these two on, remember, M3C is here on this side. You got to, it has to correspond, has to connect, right? So you do hit first, and then once you grab the numbers from there, you do miss, okay, like that. That's all, hit and miss. And you can also do this too, because that sometimes wins as well, but very few numbers. But I'm going to show you a much more simpler way to do this. I'm just showing you this way because you can reduce the numbers even more and see which patterns come out, especially if you're playing with just 8 and 9, okay, to try to catch those. You'll wind up playing with like 1, 2 numbers. And then you do it on this side as well. So on that side, you go here. You turn that back on. You go, now you're in L1, which makes sense, okay? Okay, so then you just go here. You do first this. Okay, grab the numbers, turn it back on. You could do that. Grab the numbers and do that. Miss. Hit, miss doesn't really hit too much, so you don't have to worry about that. You could look at the calendar and see what patterns hit. But that's pretty much it. That's all. That's the strategy, okay? Let me show you how to simplify this, okay? Right here. And I'm going to show you how many numbers it produces. So I'm going to start out with M3C. You have to pick both sides, okay? Now this one, all you have to do is pick the single, pick the green, right? And then first turn off here, front back split. So you have FSB and FBS for M3C. Grab the numbers. Look how many numbers, my friends. Look how many numbers. 2. Okay, oh yes. Oh yes. FSB hits on this side with the green. Let's look at this. FSB hits on that side with the green, like this. See? FSB, okay? It doesn't matter. See, this here page binary covers the green and purple colors, so you don't have to worry about the green purple colors. Oh, it's already covered, okay? So this will be the winner. See? FSB, green, okay? FSB, green. That's M3C, and you'd also could win with FSB L1 right there, L1. Okay, so you do both. You play both because there's such few numbers. Okay, so now once you do this, so again, singles, green, turn off that first. You got 2 numbers. Now go and turn off the other side. Now try to grab the numbers for the other side. Okay, front split, turn those off. And no numbers. Only 2 numbers, my friends. Only 2 numbers. That is freaking awesome. And I believe that is how he won here with 2 numbers. See that? Okay, you can play all week with that to grab the winners, right? And it comes out, and they will come out. Let's see here. Let's isolate 8 pair sum. 8 pair sum. And you're not just going to play 8 pair sum. You can play all the pair sums. And I'm going to show you how many numbers come out in that. There's a winner right there. Okay, there's a winner right. Oh, hold on. FSB. FSB. There's a winner right there. Purple produces a lot of numbers. That's why I stick with green. Key predict. There's a winner right there. There's a winner right there. There's a winner right there. All right. So you'll be playing with multiple pair sums, not just one. Okay, you could do that. So if you want to play with just 8 and 9, okay, and in 1 week, there's the winner right there. There's a winner right there. There's a winner right there. Okay, there's a winner. There's a winner. All right, like that. Okay, and with such few numbers. So here, let's go to 9. Okay, so now I'm going to go through these real quick, okay, to show you the numbers that will come out with this, which is pretty cool. All right, so let's see here. So you have no numbers for here. Look at that. No numbers for there. For this pattern M3C, that means no possibility for it to win next. And then this one, you have no number. You know what? Hold on. Let me refresh this page. Better refresh this page. Let's do this again, just to make sure. Refresh this page. Florida. All right, so let's go through this again. Binary. We're going to do singles, right? We're going to do green, key predict, right? And that's it. And we're just going to do this now. Play with these, okay? That's what we're going to have. And look, oh my God, look at this. Look at that. 10 numbers, my friends. 10 numbers. These are all the pair sums. All the pair sums have only 10 numbers. You can play them. Okay, the catch. You don't have to play just 1 or 2. Let's look at this side, L1. How many numbers does this have? 20 here. Up, up. Oh my God. 3. 3 numbers, my friends. 3 numbers. Let's try a different state. Let's see if it holds up for other states, which it will. New York is pretty cool. New York. 6 numbers. My God. 6 numbers right there. Oh yeah, let me tell you something. Singles, green, and FBS, FSB hit, you will win. So you have 6 numbers on this side. How many numbers on this side? 11. Killer, guys. Killer, guys. Killer. All right? This is a killer. This is a killer strategy. You cannot beat this. All right? This is one of the best strategies we have. All right? So I don't think I need to go over this. This is such a simple strategy. Okay? And in every state, FSB and FSB and FBS just tend to dominate a lot. You will find some states that really kill it. All right, so look at this. This is even New York, recently New York. Look, there's a winner right there. Win. 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 But if you're playing with the doubles too, doubles is going to produce a lot more numbers. But if you play, you still could play. I know I did. You know what? Let me find where I put the calculations for you. If I could find that. If I could find it here, it would be so cool. If I could find the calculations and how much I put in prices and everything. Hold on. I think this is the best way to look at it. Just bear with me for a sec, because this would be really good to show you. Let me see. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Okay, okay. Let's take a look at this. All right. So this is what I came up with, and you could do it yourself, okay? It's so simple to do. All right, so look. So this was what state was this? This was a specific state. Which one? Illinois. Illinois. I went through Illinois. 37 wins. There were 37 wins, okay? 23 singles, all right? 4 weeks, a month. 23 singles, 14 double wins, came up to a total of 1,862.50, right? And I said to play 60 numbers per draw. 60 numbers per draw, but yeah, as you can see, you're not going to be playing 60 numbers per draw. But I did 60 because I added the doubles. So do your own calculations, see if you want to play with the doubles. But this is how it came out. Okay, 60 numbers per draw came out to $1,862.50 total prize, right? The cost was $840. Obviously, you won't be investing $840 because you'll be flipping your winnings into the play. The profit was over $1,000 profit. Okay, and then I did another one here. All right, so this one had 35 wins, 14 doubles, 21 singles. All right, the total prize was $1,837 for the month. All right, and the cost again was 840, 60 numbers per draw. Profit was $997. Okay, but you don't have to play the doubles. You can play the singles, and you'll still profit. But as you can see here with the singles and doubles, first week was Illinois 2 wins, 4 wins, 6 wins, 10 wins, 5 wins, 8 wins. This is huge. So get on this. Because I'm starting to play now, and I know we're going to be making big with this one. This is an easy, simple strategy, and I think a lot of you guys were waiting for this strategy. Okay, I'll make some more videos on this strategy as we go forward, especially when we get the email alert feature here. Now, with the email alert feature, right, when you do this, when you put this in here, okay, you could put it in the alert and you don't have to worry about it anymore. Set it, forget it, and then every day you'll get updated numbers because you have to update this manually after each draw, okay, to get the winning numbers. Because if you don't update them manually, these numbers constantly change. So you could wind up losing, okay, when you should be winning, okay, because you didn't update the numbers. But have no fear. When we get the email alert, set it, forget it, okay? The program will automatically update the numbers for you, and it'll email you the numbers every single day before every drawing, okay? You just copy the number, paste it wherever you want to play it, and win, all right? I wish you the best.